If you like dark and moody decor, you're going to love these 4 thrift flips. The first project I'm calling the Ghost Portrait. All you need is an oval frame, or any kind of frame really would work, but we're going to use this gold frame. I had previously had another print in there. It didn't sell, so I brought it home from my booth and we're going to make it over. This piece already had a matte, so I'm going to go ahead and paint the matte part black and the inside part black. I'm going to run my fingernail around the inside of the mat so I can get the exact size of the inside. And then I'm just going to cut out that oval. After I cut out the oval, I'm going to go ahead and trace the shape with a Sharpie on my paper just to get a nice shape of a ghost. Now, you can't screw up the shape of a ghost because there's really not any shape. So you're just going to kind of make a shape of a ghost. After you cut out your ghost, you're then going to decoupage your ghost directly on your project. I'm using liquid patina by DIY Paint. My name is Emily and I'm with J. Bowen & Company. If this is the first time you've ever been here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm so glad that you decided to join me on this video. This is going to be a really fun video. Y'all always really love when I do dark and moody projects. After you've covered your piece with the decoupage medium, you're then just going to lay your ghost wherever you want it. And then you're going to press it down with your hands and you're going to go back over your piece with that liquid patina. I'm now taking some dark dust from DIY Paint and I'm using a paintbrush just to sprinkle it on my piece. Now this is the first time that I've ever used the dark dust. It comes in 2 different colors and I have all of these products, the paints, the transfers, etc. on my website. If you're interested in purchasing any of those, I will put a link in the description. The liquid patina was still wet when I started applying the dust, and then I just started rubbing it around, and then I used my fingers. I ended up using a paper towel to wipe some of it back. Afterwards, I read the directions and it was talking about using this product in clear wax, but I think this worked just as well. I'm now going back with a rounded small paintbrush and I'm just going to add in some eyes. This is the part where you can be creative. You can add large eyes, small eyes, any shape eyes that you want to add. And here is the final project. Y'all let me know what you think of this project. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, y'all hit that subscribe button and the notification bell because you don't want to miss out on any of the upcoming projects. The next project I'm calling the Spell Book Box. This is one of those boxes that opens, or books that opens, and you can put things in it. And I bought it last year. I remember when I bought it, I was going to actually use that Santa sleigh mold on it that came out last year, but I never got around to using it on this particular box. I actually made another box with that, but it had that little area up there that was a little bit messed up. But because we're doing a dark and decrepit and dark and moody Darkacademia video, it will work just fine if it's a little bit messed up. So I'm just going to, first I cleaned it, then I took this sanding block and I'm just going to sand it down just a little bit. We're going to start painting on the back side and we're going to give it 2 coats of black paint. On all of the projects that I use the black paint on today, I gave each of the projects 2 coats of black paint. I'm using the color Midnight by Rethunk Junk. I carry Rethunk Junk paint in my booth in Gainesville, Georgia, out of the cedar chest, as well as DIY paint. And I also carry Fusion Mineral paint. But Rethunk Junk is a local Georgia company, and it's a great paint to use. So after I got the entire book box, or box book, whatever you want to call it, painted with black, I then took out this transfer. I thought it needed a little bit of that gold to make it look old, and I took out this transfer. This one is called I think it's called the Sea Bell. I could be butchering that name, but it is one of these gold foil transfers, and I thought this will be perfect for this particular project. So I started cutting out the transfers that I thought would look good around the edges. I initially thought that these would work, but then I decided that they would be a little bit too big. So I took out another sheet and I found some that would be a little bit smaller that would work a little bit better. Y'all, I still have a couple of this sea bell transfer set if you're interested. These gold transfers are really great to embellish any kind of furniture or craft projects that you may have. Also, there is one of the new Christmas transfers. It's called Figgy and Flourish. It has some of this gold and some silver in Christmas designs and Christmas wording, and that would be really good for any upcoming projects. If you haven't picked that up, you should pick that one up. If you've never used any of these gold foil transfers, they're really easy to use. They're a little bit different than the transfers, but you're basically going to rub and pull at the same time, and it's just going to release that gold foil onto your project. It really jazzes up your project really well. Now I'm using what's called the, I don't know how to say it, redo, something like that. It is a rose transfer, so I added that, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to add some gold on the binding of the book, and I think it really jazzes it up. I thought that this piece was missing something, so I found a casting of a clock that I had made last year, and I decided to add it. I thought it would add some visual interest, so I glued it on with some Titebond Quick and Thick. I added a weight on top of it while it dried, and then I came back with some black paint and gave it a good coat of paint. After the paint had dried, I added a little bit of copper paint from Fusion, and then I wiped it back just so you could see those details in the clock. But I thought, you know, this piece needs a little bit something else. What could I do? I asked my daughter. She suggested a key. However, I couldn't find my lock and key mold. When I was looking for the lock and key mold, I found the conservatory mold. So I thought, well, I'll just make a little label, and then I'll add spells with the apothecary stamp set. I then applied it to my piece. I took out that stamp set and I stamped it up, and then I painted it black, added some copper, and I completely forgot it was wet. I pressed down too hard. I was wiping the copper away, so I went ahead and stamped it back up. I was able to wipe it back. It looks a little bit distorted, but that's okay because this is an old spell book box. If you're still watching, leave me a rose emoji in the comments so I still know you're here with me. The next project is a Darkacademia project. I'm taking this ornate frame that I had in my stash, and I gave it a good clean, and then I'm going to give it 2 coats of the black paint. I then pulled out another one of the book pages, and I cut a piece of cardboard to match the size of the frame. We're just going to trace around that piece of cardboard, cut it out, and we're going to use some liquid patina to decoupage it directly to that cardboard. I've already made multiple videos, dark and moody videos, Halloween videos, and all kind of creepy videos. If you're interested in those videos, at the end of this video, I will have a playlist to all of those creepy videos that you can take a look at. I'm now taking out this Entomology Etc. transfer set. This is a great transfer set if you like Darkacademia projects. This book has 4 large pages of these insects and fish, frogs, all kinds of fun things. So right now I'm just looking through here to see which one of these butterflies, moths, whatever would fit into that frame. It was so hard to choose which one of these transfers to use because really I liked all of them. I ended up cutting these 3 out and comparing them to the frame, but only the dragonfly fit into the frame. Now I'm just going to apply the dragonfly directly to that book page. You're just going to rub your transfer and then pull it up, and then just use your hands to burnish it into the book page. And then I just went back with some more of that liquid patina to seal in the transfer. Usually I use my little framing gun, but because this was metal, it wasn't going to work. So I used some hot glue, went around the edges, put my paper in there, and then used a little bit of a weight to weight it down. I added some hot glue around all the sides so that it would be flat up against the frame. I considered adding some copper or bronze to the raised area, maybe even dry brushing the frame, but I ended up leaving it black for some contrast. What do you think? Do you think I should go back with some copper or bronze, or do you like it as is? The next project I'm calling the Doily Ghost. We are going to take this gold frame that I already had. We're going to give the cardboard 2 good coats of black paint, and then we're going to take this doily and we are going to trace it around the gold frame, the inside of the frame, so that we know what will fit inside. So after I made a ghost shape, you want the bottom of the doily to be the bottom of the ghost, and then you're just going to cut it out, and then we're going to take this shape and we're going to decoupage it directly onto that black paint. Last week I made some artwork with these doilies. I made some pumpkin artwork with the doilies, and I think it turned out really cute. So y'all should check out that video as well. Now I'm just trimming up the edges because it was a little bit too wide and I wanted it to fit directly into that frame. So I keep trimming it up just so it will fit. Y'all, there's so many things that you can make with doilies. If you see them at your thrift store or at the Dollar Tree, Dollar General, whatever, you can pick them up. You can get a big package of them for, $1 or $2. I don't know how much they are in the store these days, but probably not much. But this package had an assortment of doilies for, I don't know, $1 or $2. I don't remember what I paid for them, but there was a whole bunch of them, all different colors. And now I'm going back with this liquid patina on the top, and I'm just doing random little brush strokes to make it look like a painting. After it has dried completely, we're going to make some eyes on this ghost. You could also age up this ghost, but I decided to leave it white because I wanted the contrast. This was another fun project. Y'all, in the comments, let me know which one of these projects was your favorite. And if you're still here, leave me a heart emoji. Don't forget to check out more Dark and Moody thrift flips. They'll be right there on the screen. And thank you so much for watching.